we are covering scarf hold, also known as the Soul Stealer. I've had such overwhelming demand for this video series, so I'm finally filming it, and it's going to be so comprehensive and so in-depth. I can't wait to teach you guys all of the details of this position, which I feel is one of the most misunderstood positions in Jiu-Jitsu. It's crazy to me because it's such a common position in every other grappling art, but it's very, very rarely used in Jiu-Jitsu. And as I've been traveling around teaching seminars on this position, the scarf hold, one of the biggest things I hear all the time is the position is too easy to escape, and if the person escapes, they're going to take your back. And it's, guys don't think that it's really a position, but as you guys will see as you go through these videos, it is actually one of the most devastating positions you can ever be caught in. It's one of the only positions where I consider the position itself is a submission. And so we will see that as you guys watch the video series, and I'll teach you guys how you will be able to apply just an incredible amount of pressure from this position, enough pressure where people will end up tapping. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about the position. This position is used in every other grappling art. It's used in wrestling, it's used in judo, it's used in catch wrestling, it's used in sambo, but for some reason, it's not used in jiu-jitsu. And most people think that the position is just a common and basic headlock. But I've made some adjustments to the position that make it almost impossible to escape. We'll cover all of the options to counter the most common escapes, and then we'll start to see a lot of the submissions. So first off, what is the scarf hold position? What does the position look like? So if you lay down for me. Scarf hold is basically when I've wrapped my opponent's head and I have control of the arm. Okay, so this is commonly considered the scarf hold position. The key and one of the main differences of how I use this position to control is I bring my knee underneath the shoulder, underneath his arm, and I will actually grab the inside of my leg. So this is a key component to being able to actually control the position. One of the main things that the opponent wants to do, that my opponent wants to do once he gets caught in this position, to be able to relieve pressure, because right now he's flat on his back, one of the main things he'll want to do to be able to find comfort in this position and to start to escape is to get to his side. And what happens is this leg being underneath his elbow prevents his ability to get to his side, turn on his side, and get his elbow to the ground. So if I'm holding him like this, if I don't have my leg underneath his arm, one of the things that's really easy for him to do, if he pulls his elbow, just pull your elbow, he's going to be able to get to his side. Okay? And so scarf hold for us, anytime I refer to the scarf hold position, it will always be this position with my leg up and hand controlling the inside of my leg. So this does a few things. One, it makes it so that I don't have to use this other hand to control the elbow, okay? Because this is such a necessary element to prevent him from turning on his side, right? It frees up my hand. It also blocks him from being able to pull his elbow to the ground. So now if he tries to pull his elbow to the ground, my leg is actually in the way of his elbow being able to hit the ground. So this is what actually stops him from being able to get to his side, okay? So every time we refer to scarf hold, it will always be leg underneath and hand grabbing the inside of my leg. And I always have this hand as a backup on the elbow to control the elbow anytime I need it. But what you'll see is it's not really necessary, okay? So as we go more in depth into this position, the scarf hold, which is one of the most common positions, it's very common and it's used in wrestling, it's used in judo, it's used in catch wrestling, it's used in sambo. You will see how to apply pressure, how to maintain the position, how to get into the position, all of the counters to the common escapes to the position, and all of the submissions available, and also how to apply enough pressure that your opponents will tap. And a lot of people think that it's just pressure, but actually what this position turns into is an asphyxiation. You're able to apply so much pressure on the diaphragm and chest of your opponent that they're actually not able to breathe. And so what I always say is it feels like you're drowning on dry land. So I'm really excited to be able to share all these ideas, all these techniques, and the scarf hold position with you guys. So hope you guys enjoy this series.